I'll do it. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first ever podcast known as WrestleReacts. I am who they call Chaos, but my real name is Zach. If anybody else wants to introduce themselves here.
I guess I'll go. Sup, guys?
Hi, so
I go by like multiple names, but y'all can call me Ryan, aka RTS2K or Vex. Who's next?
I guess I'll go. My name's Johnny. You just call me John. I go by Johnny Mayhem. It's the Johnny.
I don't know if you like coming.
You just call me John. That's fine too.
Hi, what's up? I'm Duke. People call me Duke, and I go by Duke.
Yeah, it's so true.
That is so true. All right, before we begin this monstrosity, we do have a Twitter at We WrestleReacts, so please go follow that. We also have, we have a Kick, which is WrestleReacts. We have a Twitch channel, that's We Are WrestleReacts, and then we have a YouTube channel, that's WrestleReacts. So go follow those, subscribe to those, whatever you want to do. So I think we can just go off the brim and just talk straight about WrestleMania 39. If we want to talk about what happened at NXT beforehand, I don't know if anybody's interested in doing that.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, we can talk about NXT, but if we should start out with night one if we're going to go WrestleMania.
Okay, let's do Mania first, and then we'll do NXT. So
Save the best for last.
Shit, you know, my memory is like dead right now. I'm trying to remember what happened first on night one. Was it the
Theory versus Cena?
Oh, fuck that match. So yeah,
It was alright.
I mean it's alright. Like, so Theory versus Cena for the United States Championship. Theory got the victory with a poorly executed by John Cena. Just wanted to say that out loud. I'm sorry, not a John Cena fan. Anybody else can point out differently, but I thought it was a pretty shitty match.
I thought it, as John said, I mean, it's I thought it could have been better. I know Cena said he didn't want another championship, but I would have rather seen Cena win and then go on to Raw and do an open challenge, and Austin Theory go on like a whole redemption arc of like finally like trying to prove himself to Cena, and then Cena will be like, all right, now you're ready to fight me, and he wins, and that'll make Theory face. But yeah, that's just my whole thing about it.
Anybody else's opinions?
Yeah, my opinion about it was, you know, like I said, it was all right. A lot of people are trashing on it like it was like the worst match ever. No, I don't think so. I think they did a good job. It's just, and yeah, it could have been better, but definitely, like, I've seen a lot worse, and as we can solve from night two, there was. So, like, there was. That's the thing. A lot of people are shitting on that match and saying it was garbage. It was garbage. I'm like, yeah, it was a little bad, but it wasn't. You know, it's Cena. What do you expect? And a lot of people were expecting Cena to win, and I'm like, no, dude, Cena's doing movies now. You got to understand that, and he's doing a favor of putting these guys over. It's all about putting Austin Theory over. That's the way I already knew Austin Theory was going to win. Just didn't know how.
Thank you.
I just feel like, in my opinion, it was just really poorly executed.
Yeah,
but I sorry, I still think it was all right. What do you think, Duke?
I feel like it could have gone on a little bit longer. Instead of, it was kind of just like a fucking 3-minute match for like no reason. Could have been on the kickoff if they still use the kickoffs for wrestling, but
yeah,
it's whatever. It was
why does
the match.
WrestleMania never do kickoffs anymore?
Yeah,
like actual genuine kickoffs with an actual match.
Yeah, real quick.
So
Speaking of kickoffs, everyone got their points across about Austin Theory and Cena.
Yeah, go ahead.
we can all agree that this next match should have been on the kickoff, and it was the I believe Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match.
Oh yeah, the Showcase Men's.
Yeah, the men's showcase.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I know 3 out of 4 of the tag teams. It was Alpha Academy, Viking Raiders, and Street Profits. Who are the 4th one?
Strowman and Ricochet.
Oh, of course, I don't remember that.
I'm gonna disagree with you there, Ryan. I feel like that was a pretty good match. That was a pretty good match, better than Theory and Cena by a long shot.
If you want to compare Theory versus Cena with that big showcase match, then yeah, they had some banger spots. The fucking frog splash while Angelo was holding down, I believe it was Chad Gable.
Yeah.
Angelo showing off his strength.
No. Wait, it was Ricochet that he was holding down. Because of the shooting star press, he reversed it with the knees and then grabbed him, then hit the frog splash into the roll-up. Okay, now I see. Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, and then Chad Gable showing off his strength with Braun Strowman, like suplexing Braun Strowman.
Can we just talk about the spot where Angelo just fucking busted the shit out of Braun Strowman after he was trying to do a freaking Strowman Express move outside?
Oh, yeah.
God, yeah.
That was all over TikTok. He got fucking trucked. Next match
would be, I believe that's Seth and Logan?
Was it Seth and Logan?
Was it either Seth or Logan, or it was Dom and Ray?
No. I believe it was Seth and Logan then. Hold on. I'm re-looking at it. Apologies to the people that are listening to this. This was like almost, 2-3 days ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul.
3 days ago.
I just want to say this. So I think me and Johnny agree on this fully. Logan Paul, shitty person in real life, and y'all can judge me for that all you want. But his wrestling skills, I will admit, for like not just a celebrity, but as like a newcomer to wrestling, he's got the skills. I think he has a good wrestling style. But what he did at WrestleMania didn't really show what he's done against like Roman and Miz and all that. He could have done better.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I don't want to really comment on Logan Paul because he is such a shitty person that I really don't want to just like, I don't want to acknowledge him at all. But however, I will give Seth Rollins his props. That was a great match. And having in KSI into that, I think like that actually did throw me off. I did not expect him to be in there. I was like, that was pretty cool. I'm actually a bigger fan of KSI than I am Logan Paul.
For real, KSI's been making moves out here, and now if he becomes a WWE wrestler, he's like quadrupled everything he's been doing.
Yeah.
Can we just real quick? This isn't even about the match. Can we just comment on Seth Rollins looking like a Christmas ribbon?
Yeah. And then did you see that backstage? Becky was so jealous. Becky Lynch was, and she's like, and he's like, I told you this was gonna be crazy. She's like, I'm so jealous. I wanted to look like that.
Forgot what he does.
Honestly, I think that would have fit Becky more. I ain't gonna lie.
And probably would have.
If Becky wore that, people wouldn't have been like, it's like, what the fuck is this?
Looking
next
out
match.
there looking like Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, even worse. All right, next match was, no offense, probably the worst match in what I feel like was the entire night of WrestleMania. Damage Control versus Becky, Trish, and Lita.
Oh.
Don't get me wrong. I will say this for anybody that's listening. I am a massive fan of both Becky, Trish, and Lita, and somewhat of a fan of Damage Control. But the way that I see it is that Io Shirai and Dakota Kai need a lot more training before continuing this stuff, because they botched a lot of stuff. They made all the freaking strikes that have been happening to them look like nothing. Like it was
Taking
just
it by the knee. Sorry if I interrupt you, but
No, go
like,
ahead.
that's the main thing I saw from Dakota Kai. She doesn't face plant like on like all the other women wrestlers. She takes her knee, and I understand she's trying to protect herself and because she doesn't want to get injured. But that's the main thing. It seems weak. You know, whenever you do that move, it doesn't look like it hurt. It looks like, oh, what the heck is she doing? You know, I don't know. That's just the way I see it. I'm also Huge fan of Bailey. I don't care what anybody says about that. Yeah, I understand she
Bailey's a
botches
dominant wrestler.
sometimes, but yeah, she's a good wrestler. And then and of course I can understand the ring rust of Lita. I can definitely understand that. So that the fall's not going to be on her. She can definitely still pull off a moonsault. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And Trish can still go. That's amazing. She did good and good too.
It was just mostly Dakota and Io, which I hate to say it because I'm a huge Io fan and Dakota fan, but yeah, Mania, you're supposed to put it all out there, and that just looks like you just honestly didn't give a shit.
I mean, not to play devil's advocate here, but isn't it both Dakota's and Io's first Mania?
Yeah, so I can see where you're going
Like
with
the
that, with
nerves.
the whole pressure thing. Yeah. I would get that.
Okay.
Like,
all right,
oh, we
yeah.
got to do all this right and all that. You're gonna slip up a few times. Nobody.
I mean, that is also true, but that's like I said, it's Mania though. You have to go all out. That's just the way I see it. And the thing is that the whole entire thing did not look good, and there were so many. I think we can all agree on this right here because we commented on it. There were so many tag-ins, like no one knew who was legal because they tagged in so much.
Oh my god, yeah, I didn't even mention to bring that up.
I'm like,
I think the person that got pinned in that match, which was Bailey, I don't even think she was the legal person.
Nobody. They tagged in so many times that nobody in the match, even the ref, they could not keep track of who was actually legal. I'm like, dude, this is so out of whack. What is going on?
Yeah,
they were so lost.
Yeah, there was two times that happened. We'll get to it when it gets to when we start talking about night 2. But night 1, that was when that happened. It just stop tagging, like just
yeah.
That's what
Way
I'm
too
saying.
many tag-ins.
I get it's a tag team match, but like the whole back and forth tag teams, especially when there's 6 people in the match, is going to get really confusing.
Yeah. They lost it. They lost track. So we're like, okay, that's what you get for tagging in too much.
Yeah, for real.
Go ahead.
Let's get into the next match, which I think was semi-favorite, but there's more to it. Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. Battle of the Mysterios, finally, after what feels like since Clash of the Castle, people have been rumoring that it's going to happen. And me, myself, I'm a huge Rey Mysterio fan. Like I've said to Johnny before, I'm not a huge Dominic fan, but what he did at Mania gave me a little bit more confidence in his wrestling skills. I love his promos. He's been doing great since he's joined the Judgment Day. I just feel like his wrestling skills can be improved, but he worked his butt off, I can tell.
I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Go.
Okay. So, again, I think we can all agree that we're all a huge Rey Mysterio fan. So, like, I honestly think we can all agree on that. And then when it comes to Dominic, it can be a little tough sometimes to convince people of how good Dominic is. But once that's the thing, you actually got to see him train someone. Like I saw him train just a random YouTuber. I think it was FaZe.
Yeah.
Are you talking about that rug guy?
And I'm like, holy crap, he is so good. He gets it in like the way that Dominic does it. It makes it look so easy, and that's what really impressed me. I was like, the kicks, the kick-ups, and all the bouncing off the rope that he was showing. I'm like, dude, he makes it look like so easy. Like his wrestling skills has definitely improved.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm definitely been a Dom fan, and of course, his promos are so good. Every time he gets on the mic, no matter what, he always attracts heat, and I'm like, that's so good. That's so good. and like he doesn't have to say a word, and they like already boo him. I'm like, that's so good. So the match itself, it was really great. I enjoyed it. I really did. I thought it was cool.
Yeah. So for me, yes, the match was interesting, but for me, the entrances were even like more interesting.
I was gonna bring up not only the entrances, but for some reason, even though we talked about with Seth Rollins, the attires that people were wearing at Mania this past week were beautiful.
Yeah.
So
shout out to whoever made the attires, man. Oh my God, put in a lot of work.
So with the entrances, Dom coming out to a police escort, coming from prison, an actual like kind of looking prison this time instead of just a white room.
Mm-hmm.
So they learned from their mistake on that. And another thing with, again, Ray, Snoop, the Lowrider, Ray coming out to Eddie's music. Honestly, my opinion, I'm happy that Ray did it too, but to get more heat, I think Dom should have came out with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's always talking about how I wish Eddie was my father and all that shit. And but yeah, I mean, Ray's mask, going to a guy that creates masks for Marvel, getting something like Muda would wear, it's looking like something Muda would wear.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just, then Dom coming out with a mat, it was amazing. I loved it. So again, the tires, spot on. Go ahead.
So, on speaking on attires and on Dominic's per mask and everything. So Dominic's attire, bro, can we get props on that? The one, it's a tribute to Eddie because it looked like Eddie's attire.
Mm-hmm.
And two, instead of Latino on the back, it has mommy. That was fucking dope, dude. And then of course he had the jacket, the cool jacket with the hood. That was dope. The mask itself was dope, dude. His WrestleMania attire was top tier. I loved it.
Hell yeah. Also, shout out Rey Mysterio, Mr. Hall of Famer now. Took him a while.
Oh God.
Real quick, I'd like to take a shot at Johnny real quick. This man said Dominic would never look good in Rey Mysterio's mask.
I mean, listen,
sir.
Listen. Okay, and to be fair, if we're gonna bring it up, I said I didn't think how it would work with Rey Mysterio, like basically passing on the mask to Dom. And I'm like, well, it doesn't really work. It wouldn't really work because everyone knows what Dom looks like. Yeah, there's some people that know what Rey Mysterio looks like, but that's only because of his Instagram. So if it wasn't for Instagram, you wouldn't know what Rey Mysterio looks like. And now that kayfabe is basically broken because Undertaker said that is like kayfabe, and he's like, thanks to him, kayfabe is definitely broken. And so, but yeah, I didn't see, for me personally, I didn't see him making it work of passing on the mask and trying to turn it into a whole gimmick. And I'm like, I don't know, but I can see him. I could definitely see it. Dom using the mask to mock Rey Mysterio. I definitely see that now.
Yeah.
Before we get into anything, Duke, did you want to say something?
Not really. That hasn't been said. Like,
all right.
It was just a good match.
For real.
Good storytelling.
The one match.
I like the heat wasn't forced, and they used his actual family members to create heat.
Yeah.
That was good. Like,
I mean, hell, even Vickie Guerrero says she loved it. It was so great. It was so amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna get into her.
Me and Duke already had this conversation. Something happened today, but we'll bring it up later. Also, shout out Latino World Order. It's back. Anyways, the best match of the night.
Whoa. Don't just skip over Latino World Order like that. Let's talk about it.
Okay, well, for stars, Legato and Zelina apparently are part of it. Apparently, there are rumors, and this is just rumors. I know I should be talking about it yet because we're just talking about WrestleMania, but apparently Bad Bunny's going to be running Latino World Order with Rey Mysterio. Rumors.
That would be cool. I'd be cool with that.
I mean, it's alright.
So, but all right. That's off topic of WrestleMania. Let's keep going.
Alright, best match of the night of WrestleMania Part 1. Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, SmackDown Women's Championship.
Hey, yo, hey.
Let me just say, before anybody says anything about like what happened, or like the reactions that people got in the winner, Charlotte Flair's nose.
Yeah.
Fucked.
But all right, this wasn't the only banger of night one. You can't just say this is the banger. Like, come on.
It was to me it was the banger.
There was 3 bangers on night 1.
It was the second best match of the night.
Second best. We'll say second best. I forgot about the main event. My bad.
Yeah. All right. So, but I mean, enough said. Ripley deserved this. Ever since I think she got called up to the main roster, I think she deserved it. Like, she's deserved everything she's gotten so far. Like, with Judgment Day, it's weird to say. I thought in the beginning, Finn was going to be the leader. I mean, Rhea's kind of more the leader now.
Exactly.
I mean, let's be real.
It started off as Edge, and then it went to Finn, and then it went to Rhea, which was really crazy.
Did I say Lita? I meant Rhea. My bad.
Oh well.
But yeah, I mean, just she deserves everything she gets. Puts in the work for it, and no complaints. I mean, what is there to complain about here? I mean, performance was great. I mean, everything was good, in my opinion.
1 or 2 botches.
Yeah,
but
so from what I thought was supposed to happen was Charlotte Flair was supposed to do some kind of moonsault out of that German suplex, but that's not what happened, as she face planted, damaging her nose.
Landed directly on her nose.
Exactly, and it was fucking gruesome.
Maybe
but you know what?
Okay, this might sound disrespectful to the podcast, but it's obvious she got plastic surgery. Very. Maybe she just had a nose job coming up. So maybe she was like, all right, let's just drop it.
Fucking plastic surgery for real.
My bad.
So, for my take on the match, so this has been something that for me that I've been calling for a long time now. Ever more like even before she won the Royal Rumble. Whenever she announced herself in the Royal Rumble, I'm like, this is her moment. It's her year. She deserves to be champion. This is her brutality. Okay, so this is why I've been saying since day one, it's time for her to be champion. I'm okay with her being champion. She's definitely proved that she's dominant in the WWE right now, and probably like the top women right now in WWE. And so that's what I'm saying is basically that entire match was so freaking perfect. Oh my god, it's so fucking perfect. It's just fucking perfect. And I definitely am a massive banger. Charlotte, like a lot of people can like. I'll be honest. There's not a lot of fans of Charlotte, but I can see their point. And I do agree with their point because it can get tiring after a little while. But but Charlotte, she put on a massive banger, and she was still going toe to toe with Rhea, and oh my god, Rhea did that the finish, dude, the finish of the match, did the riptide off the top. Oh, that was beautiful. I love that. And then that was the finish right there. It was awesome. I loved it.
All right, any more comments about Charlotte versus Rhea?
I'm good. I mean, I've said everything I need to say.
No, all right.
Would say banger.
Banger. Main event: Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos for the tag team titles.
Match of the night.
Banger.
Match of the night.
Fucking banger.
Match of the first half of the year.
So I don't know how many of you are going to agree with me. This I would say was the greatest match out of the whole Mania card.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Like
Agreed.
with the storytelling part of it, the ending, the finish, everything leading up to this match, even.
Yep.
This
Agreed.
this is how you pull off long-term booking.
And they fucked it
I
up
feel like
24
they
hours later.
We really don't need to be discussing
They
fucking
did.
yeah. We're gonna be discussing that here in a few moments. I just wanted to make a statement that Sami Zayn has really been working his butt off since he technically debuted back when John Cena was doing the US Open Challenge, and from then and there he's been trying to figure out like a name for himself and stuff. But all this time it's Kevin Owens that was gonna help him make the name, not in a bad way, but like in a friendship good way that would lead up to this moment.
Yeah,
So,
we never
I know
really.
this is...
Oh.
Sorry.
You can go.
I didn't mean to cut you off. You can go ahead.
Oh. I feel so like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were equals in NXT, but then Kevin Owens got called up, and Vince was like, "Yeah, let's just go with him. Let's have him have a storyline with John Cena off the bat." And like I think that was still when he was NXT champion, huh? But then Sammy never really got that, even though they were like on the same level when they were both in NXT. And Sammy's just been like around until like recently, like a year ago, when they're finally giving him a shot. And
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you can go.
Okay. I have like to your point. Okay. So I watched an interview that John Cena did, and this isn't really me bashing on John Cena. I'm just quoting what he said, and I'm anyway. So he said he's like, I got to give props to Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn finally has basically and he came to the WWE. Was put into NXT, got called up to the main roster, and was struggling to connect with fans. That's exactly what he said. That kind of struck a nerve by me, because it was not Sammy's fault. It's Vince's fault. Vince didn't push him. Vince wouldn't push him, so therefore he couldn't connect to the fans because nobody can actually see him. So if you're not booking him, how do you expect to get him over if you're not booking him? So that's the issue I had, and I'm just like, well, and then, there's been a lot of people who are saying, oh my gosh, I never knew Sammy is like this. I'm like, dude, if you watched PWG, you would know Sammy is like this. The fact that he did not change anything, like Sami Zayn did not change anything about himself. I mean, this has always been the same, and
Except
then
for take
people are
off a
just
mask.
now recognizing it. And that's why I'm like, dude, it's actually like if Vince would have recognized this earlier, that's the thing. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like and this isn't the first superstar to go through this. Like there's been a lot of superstars in the back then that we realized, for instance, Jey Uso. It's like there's been a lot of superstars in the back that they realize, oh, he's actually really good. He's actually really good at promos, and it's like, and he's really good in the ring. You should probably push him more. It's like, yeah, if you should probably do that to a lot of your superstars in the back, but you really don't. That's why I have my problems right there. But anyway, sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to point that out, and
No,
because
you're
that goes.
good.
Like I said, that goes back to what the interview I heard that John Cena said, and I was just like, and I'm a Cena fan. I'll be honest. So I'm like, but like that kind of struck a nerve. I'm like Sammy was not having trouble struggling to get over with the fans. That's where you're wrong there. It was Vince that was not trying, not pushing him, not booking him. That's the problem.
Yeah. No, he's always been over with the fans. Vince just decided to be blind again.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
he's always, if you even watch old NXT when he was not even champion yet, all the fans were like, ole, 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 ole. Like, all that.
Been over.
Yeah.
And Vince was like, okay, let's just never have him on TV. And
basically, let's just use him as a jobber. It's like, what?
let's have him lose to Johnny Knoxville in his first, like, not probably first WrestleMania match, but like his big break. Let's have him lose to Johnny Knoxville. Let's have him in the comedy segments. Let's make him the next R-Truth.
I just want to
when he doesn't want to be.
So everybody's talking about how Sami Zayn was struggling when he got here. To be honest, I feel like Kevin Owens was more of like the same thing, but it kind of got off to an easier start because when he came into the company, he was NXT champion, automatically facing John Cena. After that, it's kind of been offhill from like winning championships and then not doing anything. And then just looking like rookie bait. And then, this is what pisses me off the most. And we'll get into this later. But when Kevin Owens was Universal Champion, because of the whole Triple H Seth Rollins rivalry that they were building up, Kevin Owens lost what would have been his big break for a long time to Goldberg by losing his championship because of the Jericho and Kevin Owens rivalry. Which I understand from a WWE creative standpoint of how you want to build up Jericho and Owens after the whole thing happened with smashing his face into a television. But yeah, I just feel like it was.
If they had it for the United States title, that's the thing. When it could have been the Universal.
That's what I'm saying. It would have been bigger if it was Jericho and Owens for the Universal belt, but no, fucking Goldberg had to take it.
It's no heat on Jericho or Owens, you know. But man, the match would have been so god-tiered and so much better if it was for the Universal Championship. And that's why a lot of the fans tuned out, because they're like, man, it's for the United States. What is this?
Exactly.
Can I just add something real quick?
Yeah, go for
Sorry to interrupt you guys, but just still on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I mean, just not even just them. You know, there's something wrong when your NXT talent doesn't want to leave NXT.
Yeah, yeah, you know you're making something good.
Look, for example, another prime example, Keith Lee. Amazing in NXT, got called up and immediately was called Bearcat and went to shit. Karrion Kross, good, was great in NXT, had an injury, came back, did great, went up to the main roster, looked like a fucking gimp. Like...
You know it's bad when Dolph Ziggler wants to go from Raw to NXT just to win a belt again.
Recent example, Gargano. He was just on the main roster. Now he's already back in NXT. But for the third time?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah, which is crazy.
NXT is becoming the A show eventually.
I think, in my opinion, before the even 2.0 BS, that NXT was already the A show compared to Raw and SmackDown. I feel like whenever when did 2.0 start? When Triple H basically 2020.
No,
was it 2020?
Yeah, whenever Shawn Michaels took over.
Okay, but whenever they brought in the 2.0 thing, they had a great start at first. Nobody was going to enjoy it because of the whole rainbow brand thing, and it kind of gave it an off-script thing to the whole black and gold that they've been building up for years. But, I mean, they kicked off with some decent matches at the beginning of it, and then it started going downhill with all these new guys and no story building, and the rainbow belts. The rainbow belts, man, that ruined it all.
Yeah.
We're really getting off topic of WrestleMania. Let's save this for whenever we do the whole rumors and problems category. But for right now, let's go to night 2, which was probably the worst night of our entire lives.
Oh, God, man.
AKA the night Vince McMahon took over booking.
We're just going to get this out of the way. This isn't even a minute conversation. Brock Lesnar versus Omos. Brock Lesnar wins off of 1 F5, and that ends Omos' big thing. I'm not even going to rant about this. I'm not even going to complain about this because I have much more to talk about later. But this was the worst match that I've ever seen. They tried to build this up for, 2 months? Just for Brock Lesnar to be like, 1 F5, you're done. That's it.
including, I'm sorry to cut you off, but including MVP or Brock Lesnar was saying to MVP, "Sell me this match. I know you're good at selling. Sell me this match." And of course he did. And it took him a while to sell the match, and for him to say, "Okay, I'll accept your challenge." And then it's like, what? You won F5 and done. You didn't even try. You didn't even try to like put any creative in that match at all.
In this case,
Like,
it
oh
was
my
more
God.
experience over everything. When they show the tails of the tape, Omos had everything over Brock Lesnar except for experience.
Mhm.
But like, oh my God, I don't even know how to explain it. You didn't have to lose
And
the
I
one.
feel like on Raw after, like, already going ahead of everybody, but on Raw after, they could have had him, like, be in a downward spiral because of it. Like, that could have been a story start. Like,
Yeah.
Omos needs to, like, come back and get better. No, they just had him bury Elias.
Yeah, we'll get into
They
that
have no-
too.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But
Next match, actually, this one was better than the 3-on-3 women's match at Night 1, which was the women's showcase match. I'm not gonna remember all the women's tag teams in here. All I remember
can
is
tell you.
Raquel and Liv.
I have it pulled up.
Okay, go ahead.
Liv and Raquel, Natalia and Shotzi, Ronda and Shayna, and Sonya and Chelsea Green.
I'm just gonna say this: all the women that were in that match pulled off a banger until the very end, where Ronda and Shayna weren't even anywhere during the match. One knee strike from freaking Shayna knocking down, I think it was Natalia, just for Shotzi to get freaking armbarred by Ronda to end the whole match. After
Again.
a great ass, what felt like I think 10-minute match, something like that. All that hard work just for them to get squashed like that, bogus.
I'd also like to say a thing about this is kind of going to get into Raw, but I'm not going to stay on it. This match, I believe, it was for a #1 contendership spot. I could have swore they said it building up that it was for a #1 contendership spot for the tag titles, for the women's tag titles. And yet they just practically said F you to like Ronda and Shayna. Like, yeah, they won all that. And then we get to Raw and you see the Street Profits go up against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens because they won their match. And then let's just do fucking, who was it? Damage Control and I forget.
Lita and Trish Stratus?
No.
Damage Control was
It
Night
was
1.
on Raw.
Oh,
it was Damage
Liv and
Control
Raquel.
versus Liv and Raquel. Why not have Liv and Raquel just win then at Mania? Like, it doesn't make sense if you're just gonna keep putting
Vince. That's your only response to every question you have about Night 2 is Vince. Alright, I kind of want to get over Night 2 so that we can get into like the main stuff because that was the one that aggravated me the most. Next match. Oh, okay. Even though this was all Vince's, I think he did a great one on this one. This is the only thing that I liked. Gunther, Sheamus, and McIntyre IC Championship triple threat.
The match of the night, right there.
Match of the night, exactly.
Real quick,
The match
before
of
we
night
get
2.
into this, we skipped a match. On
We
night
skipped
1.
the match.
Pat McAfee and The Miz.
We're not bringing that up.
That's not a match.
Miz wanted beef. Pat McAfee returned and he got his ass beat. Next match.
All right.
George Kittle.
Fair enough.
But if we're hold on, if we're not gonna bring up that, are we gonna bring up Shane?
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't even need to talk about
I was going to.
There
We
wasn't
need to
even a
bring up
match.
Shane. It all goes back to Vince.
It all goes back to Vince, but let's just
Like
continue
father, like
from
son.
exactly.
Father like son.
Let's
Omar
continue
Clark.
from where we were though. Fucking triple threat IC championship match. What I felt like, dude, I'm just gonna say this right now. I didn't realize how hard Drew McIntyre could slap until him and Gunther went into a slap battle, and you can just hear it sound like punches to the chest every
Like
single time they were
gunshots.
hitting each other. Exactly. I was like, holy shit, McIntyre knows how to slap. I already knew Sheamus did because of Clash at the Castle. But like, Jesus, you put all three of those people in a match? That's a fucking banger. I want to watch that again.
No pun intended, but it's a banger.
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 After
I
banger.
mean,
After banger.
like, either one of those three could have walked away as champion and we would have been happy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They all three
Yeah.
deserve it.
I personally think Sheamus should have won because that would have made him Grand Slam. But
See, that was
Oh,
my
that's
just me.
vote originally, but during the match, I was like sidetracking myself because of the McIntyre and how many good moves he was pulling off. And then in my head, I was like, well, it's only Sheamus and McIntyre that have been in the ring for like about 10 minutes beating the shit out of each other without Gunther. I knew something was going to happen. And of course, freaking Sheamus gets powerbombed into McIntyre. Then McIntyre gets powerbombed into the 3 count, and Gunther retains his belt. Which, just saying, Gunther, no offense to anybody that has a disagreement, but I feel like he's been the best Intercontinental Champion that we've had in a while.
I mean, they've got him set for right now with this win. They've got him set. I forget what the record is, but they're trying to make him break the longest reign in an Intercontinental history.
Who is the longest reigning?
I'm pretty sure like he's close to it.
I'll look at that at some point.
Like with Roman and the 1,000 Days bullshit. But
Should we get into the next match? Does anybody have any questions?
Has Sheamus? I think Sheamus is Grand Slam already.
no, he's never held the
Intercontinental was the only one that he was missing. That's the sad part.
That's why I was angry with Drew, because he was like all about like, well, Drew knows I need this title, like this is the one title that's evaded me. So
yeah, he's won everything, like literally everything. Well, besides NXT side, because he was in the WWE like way before NXT even showed up. But yeah,
Bro, that's crazy.
R.I.P. that chance.
That's crazy. That's awesome, but it's crazy.
I'm gonna bring up this match, and I don't want anybody bringing up what's gonna happen after this because I want to save this for whenever I rant. Bianca Belair versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship.
Yeah.
So first of all, Bianca's okay. We'll start with Asuka's first because her entrance was okay. She had 4 people join her in her little, I believe it's a kabuki mask, if I'm exact on that. But 4 people came out with her, and Asuka came out with like a bluish, greenish type mask. That's a interesting entrance. But Bianca Belair had the most. She had like these little dancers that had the braids like she did, doing their little dance.
can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
I know it we don't need to say it, but we should. Can we just get like a moment for that little kid, that little girl?
I was just about to bring that up before you said something.
Can we get a minute for her? Like,
she lost her mom the day of that performance.
The day of that performance, and then just her being able, like, taking a shitty day and trying to make it better. Like,
if my mom died during a performance like that, I'd ask for like 500 women's championship to turn into my mom. Like, boop, boop, boop.
But yeah, just, I mean, just take a minute and yeah.
You know what? We'll do it this way. Here you go. It's not the 10, but we'll just do this. There you go.
That counts.
In honor.
All right, I'll take it in honor.
All right. But yeah, the great entrances by both of them. Obviously, Bianca Belair retained her championship against Asuka, even though they pulled off what feels like a banger. It didn't top Rhea and Charlotte for the women's belt, but it certainly was a good match. Ended in like a really strong EST finisher. I forgot what she calls it. So I think it's in my head. Thank you.
KOD.
Thank you. But yeah,
You're welcome.
Also their attires, man. Their attires were amazing. Asuka came out in like whitish, goldish, bronzish type face paint. Bianca with the little
match mania.
Yeah, Bianca with that fucking Walk of Fame star on her attire with her name on it. That was beautiful. But yeah, that was a good match. I don't think I have anything bad to say about it.
All right, next up we have Mr. Shane O'Mac himself.
Wait, I have something to say.
Oh, okay, my bad. Go ahead.
So I liked the match. It was a great match, but the ending for me did not make any sense. You have Asuka win the Elimination Chamber to go after Bianca Belair and at Mania, and just to have her to lose, that didn't make a lick of sense to me. So that's where I'm just like, okay, what? And that's where I'm like, it was a banger match. I loved it, but the ending, the finish, I'm like, what? That didn't make sense. I just wanted to point that out. She won the Elimination Chamber to get to Mania just for have her to lose. That's where I'm like, what? Sorry, go ahead.
You're good. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, either or. You heard me say this when we were talking about it. Either or. I was cool with it. Don't want Asuka to win. Yeah, I mean, I like Asuka. Asuka's like one of my favorite females right now.
I was wanting Asuka to win.
So
Can we just bring up that Asuka is 0-5 at WrestleMania?
Yeah, I heard about that. That's really unfortunate coming from her NXT record. Okay. Let's go into that Miz thing that you were talking about.
Shane O'Mac.
Do we really want to say welcome
father
back?
Like son.
Do we really want to say welcome back?
Shane McMahon blowing out his quad on a leapfrog.
For real.
No.
So Zach and I went to Royal Rumble, the Royal Rumble where it was in St. Louis, Missouri, and Shane McMahon messed up on. Yeah,
yep.
we can definitely tell you it was trash. The worst Royal Rumble in history, which is sad because that was my first WWE live event to go to.
That was mine.
So I'm like, that sucked. That was a major letdown. That's where I'm like, okay. So, and then come to find out, of course, that was a Vince call, and we found that out later. And then here we are, WrestleMania. Shane McMahon comes out. And that's how we know Vince is running this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just real quick. Can we just talk? We got to give props to Snoop. I mean, just throwing an audible.
Yeah, dude. It was
mid-air dab.
Everything. Improv everything. That was so good. Like, legit, the timing was perfect. He's like, no, he's hurt. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and improv this, and I'm gonna throw a people's elbow, and I'm gonna pin Miz. Dude, that's freaking smart. Like, legit. He's like, no, we got it. We're good.
Dave Meltzer saying that's the worst people's elbow he's ever seen. I've seen worse from actual professional wrestlers.
Yeah.
First of all, Snoop Dogg is not a professional wrestler, so shut the fuck up, Dave. Sorry.
I just like to say, I like how Snoop completely jumped off the ground. Like,
yeah,
I thought that was cool.
He connected. He actually hit Miz. How was that like the worst elbow? Okay, sorry. Like, I'm just like, okay. But then again, you're also judging it because it's just Snoop, or you on that. That's why I don't understand.
Yeah, but all right, we got that match. Everyone's cool with that match. That Shane McMahon returning. Obviously, Vince is back at the helm. Yeah. I think it's Edge and Finn.
Yep.
Good God, man. Banger too.
14 staples.
14 staples. Yeah.
Can
we pull that picture up? Dude. Jamie, pull that up. No, I'm kidding.
Jamie, pull it up. No, nobody sees it.
But you technically pull it up. You had sent them.
You can pull it up. Nobody else can see it though. But for anybody who hasn't seen it, you can either look at Finn Balor's Twitter or you can just go look at other news reports.
On Instagram.
In advance, if we're about to pull it up, graphic warning. Like,
we're the only ones that can see it, so warn yourself.
We're the only ones who are in a podcast. We're the only ones who can see it.
Oh, wait, yeah, you're right.
But dude, that gash just from a freaking ladder shot to the face. Didn't even realize how hard that hit him in like the very top, like right side of his head a little bit.
Yeah.
That gashed him hard, and I know the referee was telling him like, stop, but we can't go through with this. Look at the gash in your head. He's like, no, I'm just gonna finish it, just for him to lose though.
I mean,
he's just gonna finish the story. He's just gonna finish the story.
He's just gonna finish the story.
No, we're not doing this.
Because, like, I mean, they built this up so much, and it was so big, and then Edge wanted this match, and then plus, not to mention, they got rid of the Hell in the Cell pay-per-view just for this, because they wanted to have Hell in the Cell for, like, big events like WrestleMania. And so we do that, and this whole thing just went to crap because that injury. And if they would have called it off, oh my God, I would have felt so bad for Finn because I know he wanted.
Duke just pulled up the picture here in our podcast. Jesus Christ!
Yeah, it is bad, man. It literally looks like a centipede. Like, it's so bad.
Centipede, dude.
Yeah, it's that long. It's that long. It's just like, oh my god, it's a gash, dude.
Just
It's a gash.
when I saw the blood on the ladder, I just thought I didn't think it was gonna be like that.
Yeah,
I thought he had maybe like like it cut open, but it wasn't gonna be that big. And seeing that now is just, I can't believe he was able to like continue.
yeah, and like he got up like it was nothing. Like as soon as he just wiped the blood off and legit said, "Come on," and he did his comeback move, and I'm like, "Oh my god, dude, he's still going."
I mean, obviously they cut it a little bit short,
Yeah.
and they had to cut the Shane O'Mac segment short, so that's why we had like 40 minutes of commercial breaks.
For real, that was annoying.
But
All right.
yeah, and Trooper, he almost broke his ankle on that table spot too, but we won't talk about that one.
Like he went full on in the ankle in that coup de grace.
For real, though, props to Edge and Finn Balor for ending the rivalry in a banger-ass match. Sad for Finn, though, with the whole gash thing. And
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense now, like, looking at it with, like, again, I know I'm skipping over, but with the whole Finn Balor leg, almost breaking his leg thing then, I mean, it makes sense why he didn't roll now.
Yeah.
Like, that hurt. Like,
that's another thing, too, is I wonder if there was plans to go outside the cage, and because of that, like, I don't think they could. They had to cut the match short. They had to.
I can kind of see why at the end of the day that the Demon lost another match. The first time that it was a Demon, he got screwed over.
Speaking of Finn almost breaking his leg, we have someone else to talk about later.
Yes,
but
you're right.
Overall,
not in WWE
match.
Though.
We love Finn Balor. We hope for him to have a speedy recovery with those 14 goddamn staples in his head. But oh man, do we want to get into the main event? Can we skip this, guys? Like come on.
I hate that we're here,
No,
and I hate that we're about to fucking bash it.
Cody Rhodes.
It's a bad idea from bad creative.
For real. Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Main event.
I'm just going to say it now, and all of them can agree. Because I was so confused on why this would happen, why that happened, why the way it ended, I was trying to justify it.
Yeah.
For like 3 days straight, I was trying to justify this match.
You're like, I can't. That's the thing. You're like, I can't accept this. I legit can't accept this. Like, why is this a thing? Why? That's why I'm like. The match itself for me, I'll go ahead and speak on this. The match itself for me was really good. I liked it, but the ending, oh my god.
I feel like okay. So here's my thing. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. It just came into my mind. But I feel like I would have maybe accepted Roman Reigns winning. Yes, it would have upset me that Cody didn't finish the story. But the way they ended it was the most pissed off way that I could possibly think. 2 crossroads, setting up a third one just for Solo to return, spikes him right in the damn neck, and then bounces off for 2 spears. He hit 2 spears in the entire match, and the second spear ended Cody Rhodes. I'm upset about that.
Yep. And I don't know. The thing to me is, Triple H said, "Oh, there's more to the story." And I'm like, how? The whole thing for over 6-7 months now was all about finish the story. And I'm like, that was the whole thing, and we were to finish the story at WrestleMania. If you're legit going to tell me that they're going to finish the story at SummerSlam, let's play this out now. Usually at SummerSlam, let's be real, they do at least 40 to 44,000, maybe 50,000 people. You really think that it's going to be so great to do a sold out stadium of 40 to 50,000 people, and then have them get the title right there, when they could have easily done it at WrestleMania with 80,000 people.
When the story should have been finished.
That's their problem right there, is that WWE thinks that SummerSlam is on the same level as WrestleMania.
No.
And it's not.
It's not. It's straight up not. If you look at the attendance record, it's not. Like I said, it's gonna be at least 40 to 50,000, maybe even like 60,000, maybe. If it does well, 60. But it's gonna be at least around 50,000 people right there. And that's the thing. I'm just like, dude, if you saying that SummerSlam is he's going to win at SummerSlam. That's so stupid. And not to mention, we already know that uh, Roman Reigns is going on a vacation, so we're not going to have a champion for 4 months. Like what? That's
I
where I'm like,
I
dude,
just
you
feel
gotta,
like it goes without saying is that I feel like I know it was a Vince decision, but at the same time, I feel like it's been planned out that Cody wasn't supposed to finish and it was supposed to happen at SummerSlam, just so they can have some freaking views in SummerSlam. But my thing is, and also with the Roman Reigns 1,000 streak thing. But anyways, my thing is that if you're gonna say finish the story and quote the word finish when I say this, because I'm gonna talk about something else later. When you say finish the story, it's supposed to end that way. And if you're going to end Cody versus Roman with Roman winning off of some bullshit, you might as well just say, fuck you, Cody. You're not getting this belt anymore. Move on to something else. But they're still going to keep building it like it's a quote unquote from what Triple H said. Next chapter. Makes no sense. But go ahead.
yeah, to me, I'm sorry, like I said, there were so many great things that I've seen or that I saw in my head of Cody winning for in the future for WWE. So you have Cody winning, boom, right there automatically. Once you have Cody win, you have a champion that shows up on Raw and SmackDown. Perfect, right there. I'm good with that. Not only do you have a champion that shows up on Raw and SmackDown, you have a champion that shows up on Raw and SmackDown that can actually wrestle on SmackDown or Raw and do matches. That's great. That's perfect. And not only that, new opponents for Cody Rhodes. Perfect. I'm cool with that too. So banger matches. I'm cool with that too. The possible championship renewal, like there's a whole new brand new design. Cool with that too. And the whole thing of trying to get the wing Eagle championship back. And he was wanting to do that. I was so hyped. I'm so stoked that he was wanting to do that because that's one of my all-time favorite titles. And then the fact that it's shot down, I'm just like, what do we do now? And that's the thing is, if it's not Cody, then who? Like, if it's not Cody to beat Roman, then who is it? And if it is Cody, then why do it at SummerSlam?
Real quick, I hate this because, well, I don't know. People, there's a new rumor going around now that it's going to be Gunther. Gunther's the next
save
in
that
line.
for the rumors thing, because I'm trying to get WrestleMania out of the way because we have other segments to get to.
I have something to say about this whole Roman thing. Remember, 20? I don't remember what year it was, but Roman and John Cena had the rivalry.
Oh yeah,
and Roman he was getting into his promo stuff. Like, he's still kind of not great at promos. It's just because he has Paul Heyman and other people backing him. But he's still not great at it. But back then he was like ass. But he had that promo where he was like, "You're a part-time and fake asshole." But he's just become that. And I feel like he's lost his love for wrestling and he just shows up for a paycheck.
Yeah. Oh man.
He just shows up on
low key becoming Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar, John Cena, The Rock.
Low key becoming John Cena part timer.
But like, Cody loves wrestling. He started up a whole wrestling company.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. He was EVP.
I think he was founder with Khan.
Cody was born for this.
Like,
Cody's the one that started it.
Like, they both come from big families, but I feel like the Rhodes family had a more uphill path instead of Roman coming from like The Rock and The Rock coming from his parents.
Yeah.
like Cody had to fight to get where he is today, and Vince just doesn't want to acknowledge that. He wants to acknowledge the tribal chief.
Oh my
Tribal
god.
queef. Bring it back up.
The tribal queef. That was one thing that I was hoping Cody said whenever on Raw.
Really?
He was like, well, yeah, legit. Whenever Cody was like, fight me, do a rematch tonight, and then he's like, no. And I wanted Cody to grab the mic and be like, man, you really are a tribal queef, aren't you? You're gonna say no. I'm like, damn, that would have been so good.
All right.
Cheap pop right there.
Bro, WWE does know how to bring your hopes up and just rip the heart right out of you.
Legit triangle, dude. Fucking triangle.
I mean, as soon as I'll wait till we get to Raw.
All right, as we say that, we're about to get into the Raw after.
Welcome to
WrestleMania
Raw.
talk.
Welcome to Raw.
Welcome. I don't want to go over this because it made no sense. But the Triple H. We'll start out with Triple H's starting segment that he kicked off with Raw.
Sorry. Can we go to the press conference actually?
Oh my God,
No.
please. Yes, Kevin Owens, best time.
Kevin Owens eating the Snickers.
Fucking Kevin Owens eating Snickers.
But-
Trying to hide it from his teacher.
Literally, the teacher says no food in the classroom, and Kevin Owens just
You just see Kevin Owens in the back with the Snickers bar open, be like, 2 plus
the
2 is
fact
4
that he's
teachers.
nodding, like he's nodding too, and he's like, yep, what Sammy said, and he's still eating. It's so hilarious.
What is it? For people that are interested, fucking Duke just pulled up Kevin Owens with a suspicious look on his face eating a Snickers. Feels bad, man. Hey, man, if you're gonna have Snickers on the table, you might as well take them.
Yeah,
I mean,
legit.
then
like,
Triple H saying during night 2, like, I'm happy Kevin Owens is in here and we're not sponsored by Snickers.
That was
tonight.
night 1. That was the
Yeah,
end
it was
of the.
night one.
No,
That was
but
night
Triple
one.
H on
That was
night
the
2.
ending? Okay, I
he-
thought
it
he
was
said
night one.
something night 2 as well about it. Like,
He
tonight
probably
we're not
did,
sponsored
but
by
I wasn't
Snickers,
listening.
so Kevin Owens can't come out and eat them or
Oh,
something
thank
like that.
God there's still some Snickers on this table. I thought Kevin Owens ate them all.
Yeah,
All right, let's
it's night 1.
But all right, time to go to Raw.
time for more Raw. We're gonna start with the Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns segment. Roman Reigns shows up whenever Triple H says, "Hi, hello, Mr. 945 plus day guy." Comes out with Paul Heyman, I believe, Solo Sikoa, no Usos, and I guess he just said, "Acknowledge me." Cody Rhodes comes out, says he wants a rematch for that belt. Paul Heyman says no, but you guys can do a tag team match. But and this is what pissed off a lot of people. But it can only be somebody that has wrestled at WrestleMania weekend. We all thought, because we heard the rumors that it was going to be a tag team match, is that it was going to be either an NXT call-up, a return, or a debut of somebody. Because it's Raw After Mania. You're going to have some pop. And, of course, it's Brock Lesnar that's freaking faced Roman Reigns 5 million times already. Not a very interesting way to kick off Raw, but thoughts?
I mean, I thought of it as a way of, like, if they actually did it and went through with it. The whole thing is Brock kind of didn't have anything to lose, but Cody had everything to lose at that moment because Brock's already lost to Roman. The thing with Roman and Brock is Brock, I believe there was a stipulation, Brock can't face Roman for that championship again. That's like a whole thing right now where Brock is not allowed to face Roman for that championship. So, I don't know. I guess I wanted to just, I don't know. Again, I'm trying to justify it, but I can't.
So I'm trying to remember what else. Oh, so yeah, we it was basically the like the John Cena thing. Like I looked that up and it's definitely like it's legit. So basically, whenever The Rock faced John Cena at WrestleMania and he lost, and so this was at 28. And so he lost the night after WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania. He goes into a tag team match, and basically has to find a partner for a tag team. Well, he loses that match too. And I'm like, dude, this is so basically Cody Rhodes right here. So we've already seen this. That's the point.
And
I'm
the partner
getting at.
was Brock Lesnar.
For
Cena,
the partner was,
too.
for Cena too, and he turned on Cena too.
It's just
Reran
rerunning.
something. Jesus
Again,
Christ.
That's what the point I'm getting at. It's a rerun that we've
Vince
already
McMahon,
seen.
everyone.
That's the point I'm getting at. Like, we've already seen this, just with a different superstar. Why are we doing this again? Like, we've already seen this.
I don't even know anymore.
That's the problem with the Vince booking. I hate that. He thinks, oh, this is great, but we've already seen it.
Big, strong men.
So old, he can't remember that.
He thinks he's back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, but real quick, John, I don't know if you want to mention it because I know you were talking to me about it earlier, about CM Punk saying something about Vince, like with being red hot or some shit.
Yes, I will talk about that. So that is something that a lot of people can hate Punk nowadays. A lot of people can love Punk nowadays. I don't care what you think. The man was right to this day, and he speaks on facts. Vince McMahon cannot see a superstar if it's literally staring right in front of him. That's the problem with Vince. He doesn't know what makes a superstar in 2023. That's the problem.
It's like if a 5-star fucking contract script was like, this happens and this happens. Oh, great. He shoves it right up his ass and shits it back out.
Basically. So that's something, and what CM Punk said was Daniel Bryan was red fucking hot, and this was the day that CM Punk left. Daniel Bryan was red fucking hot, and legit, like, the fans wanted him at WrestleMania. And everybody wanted him at WrestleMania. Well, Vince didn't want him at WrestleMania. He had no plans for Daniel Bryan. He didn't have him on the script or nothing. So, and that's what pissed off. That's what pissed off CM Punk. And of course, that's what it goes on. It's a circle of life right now. That's what we're at right now. Is he still does not know how to make a superstar in 2023? He still does not see someone that's red hot. And in 2023, like Sami Zayn, for example, still didn't see him at all. That's where I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so mind-boggling to me that you do not see these things that we see.
All right.
That's all I wanted to say.
Okay. Let's get into what happened after that amazing segment. We'll say that. Omos comes out. I know, right?
Oh my God.
Ryan brought this up earlier about Omos squashing Elias.
I brought that up.
Oh, my bad. Wrong person. Duke brought up Omos versus Elias. Omos comes out, and Elias gets an entrance, which is surprising because normally they don't give squashes entrances. Just wanted to point that out. And in what felt like, I believe it said 38 seconds. No, that was the Bobby Lashley match. It was around like a minute or something where Elias got squashed by Omos, gets the 3 count out through his finisher. My question is, what was the point of making Omos lose to 1 F5 by Brock Lesnar at Mania to give Omos a random win against Elias again? Why not give Omos the win against Brock? Because Brock really doesn't need a win to get a title match at this point. He just gets thrown in at this point.
I feel, now thinking about it in hindsight, I agree with what I said earlier, that Omos should have had like a breakdown thing if he were to lose. But also, I feel like Brock should have lost at Mania, but then if they were still going to do Raw the way they did, it should have been Brock losing at Mania, because then Brock would have a reason to be mad and upset.
Exactly.
So then he would take it out on Cody.
Exactly, but we don't run WWE.
My whole thing is they're also wasting great talent. Elias went from being decent to good to I like him to Ezekiel because he shaved, and then comes back from being Ezekiel. Like, people are happy that Elias is back just to become a jobber.
To be fair, he was a jobber in NXT too, because when he was Elias Sampson, all he would do is have like these mini 2 to 3 star matches, I would say, and never won the NXT
Yeah, but
championship.
whenever he was Elias Sampson, he had the guitar gimmick, so that was kind of his thing,
It's always been his thing, but I'm saying his matches were great. Like they actually gave him matches that he would win, and then whenever he came into the main roster, he would use his gimmick.
Whenever he was in NXT, it wasn't just a squash match. They made it actually mean something. That's the thing.
That's where I'm going with this. I'm giving props to Elias right now. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely.
After that, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens come out to be like, "Yay, we won the Undisputed Tag Team belts! Woohoo! That was a good moment." Apparently, from what I saw on Cage Side reports, they said they were doing an open challenge for their championships, and the Street Profits came out, but the Cage Side Seats reported that it was a non-title tag match. Which, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm telling y'all this right now. I didn't watch Raw. I let everybody else watch Raw for me. I was already mad after Mania to the point where I didn't even give a crap about what happened at Raw after Mania, and I still don't to this day, and I know exactly why. But my thoughts are just, it was a non-title match, but you put out an open challenge, which made me question it, just for Kevin and Sami to still win.
Yeah, I don't know. They said, they literally came out and said, "We are ready to fight. So who's ever back there, come on out."
If you want to make a name for yourself.
Yeah, make a name for yourself, right?
Which I don't think the Street Profits really need to make a name for themselves.
No. Like everyone.
They're already
knows
Grand Slam, aren't they? Yeah, they're Grand Slam already.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's another thing too.
Again,
It's like
NXT call up could have been another NXT tag team. You need to make a name for yourselves.
That's the exact point that I'm trying to make here, ladies and gentlemen, is that there's so many things that you could have done. The Raw after Mania, it's Raw after Mania, and this was just complete.
The most watched Raw of the year, and they flopped it.
I don't know if I said this during the podcast, but I overheard that from Cage Side reports that this Raw was the worst Raw they've ever had in 20 years.
Yeah. Legit,
especially for a Raw after Mania, you didn't even have a single banger.
Oh, I guarantee you that USA is probably pissed right now because they legit. I guarantee you they lost a lot of viewership.
Yeah. After that, I believe there was a Rey Mysterio and Austin Theory match after that, or was it the Rey and Bianca segment first?
No, I think it was
Rey Mysterio came out, and he was doing his little talking thing about WrestleMania and all this and all that, and then Theory comes out, and now they're making him go on a Legend Killer arc, and I don't know. I mean,
Bad Bunny
I'm just happy that Judgment Day came out.
Yeah.
Was
that the segment that also had Bad Bunny get thrown through a table, from what I heard?
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, that's correct.
Build that up to Backlash, I guess. After that, we had Rhea Ripley and a Bianca segment. Bianca came out with her Raw Women's Championship after retaining against Asuka. Said a few words about how she's the EST. Rhea Ripley, the new SmackDown Women's Champion, comes out, says that she's not done with this and she's going to take a challenge someday. So what I'm guessing from that, which I will bring up later, is that they might be unifying the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships, which might be a little bit upsetting.
Yeah, it's very upsetting. We'll get on that another day, another topic.
For real.
It's very upsetting. Let's just put it at that.
Next up, I believe it was Bobby Lashley's match against Mustafa Ali. That one was the one that ended in 38 seconds after one hurt lock to Mustafa, ending him and tapping him out, which was really annoying. Also, I know we didn't bring this up. Bobby Lashley was supposed to have a match at Mania, but he just comes out with his trophy, smiles, and then leaves. Yep. Fuck you, Vince. That's all I gotta say on that one.
Yep.
Same with LA Knight. He was supposed to get a match because it was rumored that he was supposed to.
Yep.
Never got one either.
He literally had a poster.
Yeah, he was in the poster too. Yeah, I remember that.
Poster, you're right.
He could have. what I don't get, we had Bobby Lashley, LA Knight, get in your ring gear, let's go.
Yeah.
He could have fucking
you
wrestled
had
in
the
his
time
pants.
for it. You had 2 matches that had to end early.
Yeah.
Had 40 minutes of commercial time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Bobby Lashley could have freaking wrestled in pants for all I care. He's done it in Impact before. Why couldn't he do it now?
Yeah.
And then I believe after that we had The Miz talking crap again because that's all he does these days. And finally, I mean, it wasn't a big banger, but we finally had a return of Matt Riddle after he got, I believe it was, I don't think it was a release. He got suspended due to drugs, for what I knew.
Weed.
Problem.
He returned with tidy whities, purple ones, and bro Derek to The Miz. There wasn't even a match. He just got bro Derek, a knee strike one time, and then taunts. That's how that segment ends. Oh, speaking of segments, I didn't even put these on the list. Seth Rollins comes out to Raw during this.
Yeah, that one. That's what did it for me. That's what did it for me.
That's what did it for
everybody in this party to turn this
trying
off.
to defend this company.
That's where I turned it off. I'm like, okay, I'm done with Raw.
I don't know why I didn't put those in my notes. I apologize for people that are probably like, why did you bring up the Seth Rollins thing?
Okay.
Now I'm doing that.
I'll go ahead and talk about it for people that's listening. So basically, Seth Rollins comes out and does this entrance, right? And he's having the crowd sing along. Well, they go to commercial, and the commercial's like 5-10 minutes, right? And then they get back from commercial. He's still standing in the ring, letting the crowd sing along. And then he's still letting them sing. Then he walks out of the ring and walks away. What?
I didn't get to see this. I just overheard it from these guys because I was listening to them.
Yeah, there was a YouTube video that came out. I think it was today. I forget who uploaded it. Someone that was just at the show, and during the commercial break, they just Vince threw an audible and just stopped Seth from doing what he was going to do, and you could see the visible frustration on Seth Rollins during the commercial break. It's insane. And it's just
I have to look that up. I gotta look that up after this podcast.
Yeah, he's pissed off, and I mean everyone right now is pissed off. I mean, look at Bayley.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Let's hold that. Let's hold that.
Okay.
So I want to get over the Raw After Mania because we have so much to talk about. We're almost done here. Let's get on to what everybody was so excited for, which was... Hold on. Go ahead and talk about it, Ryan.
What was next? The Brock Cody thing? Right? Guys?
Where's
What?
that?
I'm guessing it was I'm going to assume it's the Brock and Cody thing because he's telling me to talk about it and I was trying to defend it.
I think you walked away. Go ahead.
So about all right. The match, it's there for, it has a stipulation again, like you said, it has to be someone that wrestled at WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar did that, comes out, Cody Rhodes beginning, and now it's time for this match. The whole match stipulation was if Cody loses, he cannot fight for the belt again until Roman is done holding it. And the sad thing is, we didn't even get a main event match.
No.
Our main event match was technically Bobby Lashley winning in 35 seconds.
Yeah.
Jeez, I did have to disappear for a second, but yeah, that's where I was getting with it.
Brock Lesnar just straight up F5, zero reason, F5.
Yeah.
There was no I don't understand why he just came off of a win from Mania. Why be mad?
I
Like I said, it goes back to the whole John Cena thing that I mentioned because he turned on Brock turned on Cena too in that tag team match. I'm like, okay, well, we've already seen this.
Yeah, I think it was just complete bogus. Of you build up what we already hated was Brock Lesnar being Cody Rhodes' tag partner, just for Brock Lesnar to turn on Cody Rhodes after that. That was already complete bogus, and I know they're building up towards Backlash with Brock and Cody. It's just not something that we want to see. We want to see Cody Rhodes have a
The
championship.
sad thing is,
Yeah, we do.
is that we can all know. We know now Vince McMahon's back in the reins, back in the saddle. And it's just sad because Brock is Vince's boy. Who do you think's going to win at Backlash? I hate to say it, it ain't going to be Cody.
Yeah,
For real.
man, it's gonna be Brock. And you have all that build up for 3 years of Roman being champion and being basically undefeated, right? And then just for Brock Lesnar to take the titles like he fucking needs it, really.
This was basically a callback from Vince McMahon after he came back from retirement. This was his Raw where he's like, fuck everybody for talking shit on me while I was gone. This was his payback, and we all hate him for it.
So, I mean, it just... if he loses at Backlash, if Cody loses at Backlash, you might as well just say, fuck it. Throw a golden star on his face and call him Stardust again.
Yeah.
Like... I hate it. You thought, again, grass ain't greener on the other side.
Yeah.
Joe Gacy, shout out.
So, I mean, either, and let me say this too. I'm not just bashing on WWE. Even the grass ain't even greener on AEW side. There's so much fucking drama there, but that's for another day. Like,
Yeah, for real.
Can we just all agree, like, it's so weird how wrestling is. 2019, we were on top, man. Like, professional wrestling in general for WWE and AEW, on fucking top. So beautiful, so great. And then around 2022 to around 2020, I would say 2022. Actually, no, it's kind of, I'm going to say 2022 is whenever, like, AEW started to die down a little bit. And we're like, okay, well, it's kind of, it's not great anymore.
Their pay-per-views were freaking fantastic, but the way they try to build up the stories in their Dynamite shows were
was like not there. And we're like, okay, what's going on there? And then you go over the WWE, and then of course they're doing pretty good. Then all of a sudden, fucking Vince is back, and then he just created shit again. And I'm like, oh my god. So now here we are in 2023, and now, like, basically WWE shit now, and AEW's okay. New Japan, you don't want to stay up until 2 in the morning for America. You don't want to stay up until 2 in the morning to watch their show. Impact is it's all right, but and it's like, dude, what is going on now? Like, it was so crazy.
At this point, I might watch CMLL because at least they're on at midnight. Shout out.
Yeah.
Oh,
I might start watching MLW.
here's
For
a
real.
tweet about last night's Raw. Bailey's whole segment got cut. Becky's pissed about her promo. Even Rhonda is criticizing bad booking.
Not the first time, but yeah.
That Dana Brooke sign got thrown out by, like, security. Like, everybody in the women's division is just pissed off. That's just the women's division too. Seth was pissed off about his shitty segment. Vince has turned into the cancer that CM Punk is in the backstage area.
I feel like they just cut to our next little thing, so I'm just gonna get right into that. So we're just gonna straight up talk about that. It's not even playing, so it won't let me play it.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Go straight into the rumors. We're just gonna straight up talk shit on Vince McMahon for the next hour. So no, I'm just kidding.
I'm down.
Use the sword.
I think we're all down.
I got so much shit I could talk about this man. Trying to defend him at first, and then, you know what? Fuck you.
let's save talking shit on Vince McMahon for last because we have a lot to go over in this thing. Let's start off with what I was talking about earlier, which was possibly, I'm not saying they are, but knowing from a standpoint of what they've been doing, unifying the women's championships with Rhea and Bianca Belair.
No.
Dear God, no.
Dear God, no. God, please, no. No. No.
No, God,
No.
Oh, it's
Uh,
just
Everybody's slowly turning down the
not
phone.
everything needs to be unified.
Oh,
That's
wait,
what I'm
guys,
saying.
No.
Can we look at this real quick? Sorry to cut off. I don't even remember what the next segment is, but
Rumors.
rumors? Oh, well, hold on. I just need to show something. I'm going to share my screen real quick.
Sorry for the podcast,
Twitter.
people. I'm not going to be able to see this.
Maybe one day we'll do it.
This is Dom leaving Raw.
Wait, Dom leaving, flipping off the crowd?
Yeah.
That's funny. Love it.
Wow.
As Dom is exiting out the arena, he's flipping off the crowd. I love it.
See, he's just
Yeah.
really good at heat.
Heat.
Yeah.
Just heat, man.
Just heat in general. He knows how to get heat. Latino heat. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's get back on track here with the rumors and shit.
Oh, okay. So this was today. So I found this earlier. So me and Duke already had this conversation. So there is a TikTok that is going around from, I believe her name was Sherilyn Guerrero, which is the daughter of Vickie Guerrero, and obviously the daughter of Eddie Guerrero, the late and great. Rest in peace. There was a story going around back in 2019 where Sherilyn got sexually assaulted by her stepfather. And do you want to know what Vickie did instead of defending her daughter because of that? She went ahead and just blocked her, defending her own stepfather that sexually abused Sherilyn over Sherilyn's story. For 3 years it's been going on. Hasn't been able to talk to her Vickie in years. Which that's why I feel like that's upsetting. I found that out today. Which makes no sense in this world, why you can just defend what seems like the love of her life, not that Eddie meant anything, I guess, to your sexually assaulted daughter from your stepdad. That's what that topic was about. That's what upset me the most. I had to bring it up. So I hope Vickie Guerrero sees what she's done wrong.
Piece of shit.
Well, there goes us having Vickie Guerrero on the podcast in the future. There you go, Duke.
No comment. I am saying no comment. Wow.
Yeah, I just had to bring that up. I found that out today. That is the biggest news that I've ever heard.
Your own... Actually, I probably shouldn't say piece of shit. Cause
Eddie's
we don't know
daughter, dude. It's basically Eddie's daughter, and you would do anything
Do we
for
know
Eddie.
that that's 100% confirmed?
Being Eddie's daughter? Yeah, it says it.
No, not that. Just the situation.
That was only her that said it, so I don't know if she's lying to make it up. But if it's true, then holy
Piece
hell,
of
Vickie.
shit.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrestling.
I put a topic here that's NXT/AEW in case anybody wanted to talk about what happened. I know Stand Deliver was a banger. I know we should have brought that up earlier, but Stand Deliver, they had Carmelo Hayes, new NXT champion, Braun Breaker dropping the belt to him. We had a few good tag team matches. Gallus retained their NXT tag team titles. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn won their NXT Women's Tag Team Championships as the new champions. Wes Lee pulled off a banger fatal 5-way against
Dude, that was a match of the
fucking
night right there.
Axiom.
Match of the day.
It was
Match
Axiom,
of the day.
Dragon Lee, Ilya Dragunov, and JD McDonough with
Dude,
Wes Lee.
that
fatal
match
5-way.
was a banger.
For real. They had that match. They had Chase U with Tyler Bate with Schism. Obviously, Chase U won, pretending that Duke Dennis was going to join Schism just to turn back on them.
The Schism, that was the Rock's daughter.
At least somebody had to kick off.
Yeah, and then that was her debut match.
Oh, Ava Rain's debut match, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they also had the women's ladder match, which congratulations to Indy Hartwell, new women's champion. I know Roxanne was probably the best. And Index returned, by the way. Hashtag Dexter, Loomis, and Indy.
Indy deserved it.
She really does.
Indeed,
She's been in that
yeah.
company for a long time.
It's time.
Yes, she has. She has.
Why did I just randomly slip this out of my mind? Johnny Gargano and Grayson Waller, banger match.
Oh, yeah,
that was great. They built up that story even on freaking Raw with Johnny Gargano wrestling a few times. But overall, NXT, technically, in my opinion, took over night 1 and 2 in a way. But I mean, it was a great pay-per-view for NXT to end the year off.
What topic are we on right now?
We are on NXT/AEW, so we're literally just talking about anything from that company.
Okay, I mean, does Dante qualify in that?
Go ahead and talk about it.
Yes.
It's part of it.
Go for it, Duke. I'll give the floor to you.
Okay, so the Bacha brothers,
Oh my god.
this happened like 2 weeks ago, but maybe a week ago. But there was a ladder match between the Lucha brothers and Dante and his brother.
It was more people. It was a big 5-way. It was that Supercard
it was a
of
fatal
Honor
5-way.
For a
Fatal
quote
5-way
unquote
ladder match.
Reach for the sky ladder match.
Pentagon and Dante Martin are standing on a ladder that's connected to another ladder, and a bunch of tables are on the outside. Pentagon hits a Canadian destroyer through the tables, and Dante just snaps his leg.
Straight up
that's
Sid Vicious, dude. Straight up Sid Vicious, dude.
and that's
Oh my
like
God.
a
Oh my God,
career
bro.
ender. Probably not, but like that's a very drastic injury because his whole gimmick is that he's like a high flyer. He's very athletic and jumps really high. Like that sucks.
Yeah, definitely.
I just
Yeah, I
want to
know
bring this
that-
up because, sorry to cut you off, but you brought up Sid Vicious with the whole jumping off the... was it the middle
Yeah.
rope is when he sprained it? Is how he did it?
Yeah, top.
It was a top? Okay. Apologies.
Yeah.
But just like that, freaking Sid Vicious didn't wrestle after that until like during the Heath Slater call-out Legends type thing. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
So it's scary to think that somebody young like Dante Martin breaking his leg like that could be either a career ender or he's going to have to wait a long time before he wrestles again.
Yeah, that's what it does. And like I said, I know that this was Ring of Honor. That's what this happened in is Ring of Honor. But technically same thing. Ring of Honor, AEW, same thing, right? So, but that's the crazy part. I'm like, holy crap! So that Chaos / Zach was telling us about this, and throughout the whole time, I'm like, yeah. I'll check it out. Later. And so I checked out the video, and I didn't know that it was that he snapped his ankle, and I thought that's why Zach wanted me to check out the video, and then Zach's like, wait, he snapped his ankle? I'm like, yeah, you didn't know that? No, and I'm like, dude, go back and watch the
injury
video.
to Dante Martin,
And we're both reacting at the same time. We're like, oh my god. We're like, yeah, that's like the fact that I didn't even know that he snapped his ankle, and then Zach didn't know he snapped his ankle.
Keep in
I was
mind,
like, oh my
I
God.
was watching during this moment, and when I
Yeah.
first saw it, I didn't look at Dante's reaction of like what he was holding, what happened to him. I thought completely different. I thought whenever he got hit with the Canadian Destroyer outside, I thought his head double bounced on the table and on the ground, and it made him unconscious. But it was the complete opposite. The only reason why he double bounced because his knee or his leg basically saved him, which is by far crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
I hope Dante Martin gets better. I hope he has a speedy recovery, and I hope he comes back with his brother, hopefully winning some freaking tag titles at some point. But who knows how long that's going to be?
Yeah.
So on a brother side of things, we officially got the rules for MJF Day.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I
Yes.
will read the rules off as they are, as MJF
This
has
is
stated.
beautiful if you guys ever heard this.
So here we go. If you see MJF, you have to admit he is better than you, and you know it. Then have to hand him $50. Everyone who attends UBS Arena must come with a scarf or be refused entry. Everyone who attends the show must buy MJF merch or be escorted off the premises. Everyone who is not attending the show must buy MJF merch at shopaew.com. When you wake up on MJF Day, you must listen to at least 3 songs by the following artists: Louis Prima, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby, Sammy Davis Jr., and Justin Bieber. And lastly, if you see a homeless person on the street, kick them in the ribs. What a fucking day.
Okay. I know we weren't watching NXT because we were doing this, but Braun Breaker heel turned on Carmelo Hayes.
What? Just now?
Yeah. Like an hour ago.
Holy shit.
Carmelo Hayes was doing his first promo after winning the title, and he went to shake his hand, and they shook hands, and Braun did the raise arm thing, and he just fucking clobbered him.
Keep in mind, guys, we're literally recording this at Tuesday night, and it's going to be released on Wednesday, but in case you guys were wondering.
Hold on.
Braun turned heel.
Braun turned heel. I thought he was going to move up to the main roster, but I guess they have no plans for him. Oh, hold on.
Vince McMahon booking.
Let's see this. This is Shawn Michaels. This is no Vince. Vince is not involved.
No, I mean about like not having plans of Braun Breaker on the main card.
Damn.
Shit.
He landed his head on his title, too.
I feel like this means Braun's going to stay in NXT for a bit.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Clearly.
this was after what we've been talking about. I think that's the best one.
Yeah.
All right.
Who knows, if he went up to the main
33%
roster,
chance
Vince
of
would
winning
probably
that
give him a
match.
title match off rip.
I'm going to say this. So
Big buff man.
here's the thing. Braun Breaker won the NXT Championship against Tommaso Ciampa, and then Dolph Ziggler won it, and then it was Braun Breaker again, and now it's Carmelo. I swear to God, if Braun Breaker wins it for a 3rd time, I will lose my shit. That is just dumb right stupid. You can't push anybody like that
Well,
anymore.
prepare for some shit to be lost.
Okay. I want to get into this thing real quick, and it's just a small thing that doesn't really need much talked about. But Asuka made a rant earlier. I want to see if I can pull this back up on my phone. So she deleted this off of Twitter. She talked a lot of shit on the WWE today. I want to see if I can pull this up. Asuka, she said on Twitter, "I might as well go back to Japan, but I bet a lot of you guys, my friends, will miss me when I leave WWE, ? Now I need the power of your anger. Let's bring chaos to the boring women's division with me. Let's bring chaos to the women's division. Let's bring chaos to the WWE." That's a real-ass tweet that she deleted.
First things first, I actually read into that tweet a little bit more. It was a Mercedes Moné fan page that she was replying to, and that fan page was just like, "Oh, you should just go back to Japan." I think she was saying that satirically, that she was going to go back to Japan.
Gotcha.
Because she's like probably like, "Oh yeah, maybe I should go back to Japan," but like not like genuinely.
Yeah. The next thing that we wanted to bring up, it's quoted under John's name because I forgot what it was. It was talking about wins just to lose.
Yeah, we already talked about it.
Oh, how you can win the Rumble from the paper just to get screwed, basically.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's something that we should have brought up in the first place. The UFC and the WWE are now co-owners of shareholding, which means that they're going to be either releasing a lot of stars or cutting their checks down by like a lot. Which is really disappointing because I already know that.
Conor McGregor is coming to WWE, even though he called all the WWE wrestlers pussies. So
he called wrestling fake, which is
and wrestling's fake. Yeah, so disrespecting the business, even though he wants to join. Yeah,
there's already rumors going around that
another Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this BS anymore. Really,
I mean, they even fucked up Ziggler's weight.
Yeah.
Ziggler is not 218. Not even on his worst day, Ziggler would be 218.
Could be 218 in muscle.
He's 207.5 according to Dolph Ziggler.
Oh.
.5. Gotta get that .5.
I'll let the point. All right. I've talked about free agents, and we'll go back to Raw After Mania while I'm talking about this. But there are a lot of free agents. I know that Will Ospreay's contract is expiring. I know Jay White's no longer in New Japan, but his main goal is probably AEW. You also have Matt Cardona, that fucking was rumored since the Royal Rumble that he could show up in the WWE, but he still hasn't to this day. And it's just upsetting seeing all this good talent go to waste. Anybody else want to comment on that?
Want to comment on John leaving?
Yeah, John.
He just left this, but he'll be back.
He'll be back. His phone probably died. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's just sad because, you know, Triple H was like probably saying like, oh, you got to think Triple H was planning Raw differently at the time and just didn't realize. Nice wall. Didn't realize that Vince was just gonna straight up just tell Triple H, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
And just take over. I mean, if Triple H was around, let's be real here, the Raw would be different. Do I think Matt Cardona would show up? Yeah. Do I think there'd be a lot more people that would be showing up and it'd be different? Do I think Mania would even be different? Yes.
Hell yes.
It's just Vince McMahon, as Duke said, is kind of getting the heat like a new CM Punk. He's a cancer. Get him away.
For real.
As the great Seth Rollins said, you're a cancer. Go away. But
alright, I know that Johnny brought this up earlier, but apparently hashtag Fire Vince McMahon was trending on Twitter at some point. It still probably is, which is 110% true that they need to do that, or he needs to retire again and never come back, or something else that I can't say on this podcast.
Another person on Twitter, because I've been looking at Twitter all day. Mm-hmm. Someone said that the last two nights might have been Vince's last nights because he's with this new deal. I think he's no longer a majority shareholder.
No,
Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know about that, but I know
someone said that he had always kept his 48.09% of shares, but like with this new deal, everybody else would have, or like the new deal had someone else getting 49% of shares, so he would no longer be the majority, and he could no longer like call every shot ever.
It was told that 49% of Vince McMahon and the WWE creative will have to clarify over Endeavor in the UFC side's 51% chance before they can go through with doing specific things. So it's not really all Vince McMahon anymore. It's more if Vince says, hey, I want to do this, and it has to be cleared by Endeavor's side because they own the most of the half of it.
Yeah.
I just feel like they're going to agree with anything that Vince says, though, because it's Vince McMahon. But
however,
that's just my opinion.
The question got asked, though, during that interview, is he still going to be in the creative? He said yes and no. So, like, is that what we're talking about whenever he says yes? Or that's my question is, like, because right now we're still seeing Vince in creative. Like, no?
Yeah, but we've only seen him for 2 nights. I feel like after these 2 nights and Endeavor sees how shitty he's doing and the public outcry, they're going to be less likely to agree with what he wants. Because he's going to have to go through them. He's going to like have the ideas, but he's going to have to go through Endeavor, right? That's what you said, Zach.
Yeah, 1% Endeavor, and Endeavor's basically the UFC brand, so...
Yeah, so everybody's going to have to agree or the plans are not going to go through. And I feel like they're going to see that Triple H is the better booker and go through him instead of Vince.
Yeah.
You got to see into the eyes of people who are just like either new to that side or because it's the UFC, they're focusing on like real action, real boxing type stuff. And obviously, Vince McMahon is a big name for somebody who's been chairman for years. So I feel like with Vince McMahon has an idea, they'll be like, oh yeah, we're going to let you do this because you're Vince McMahon, you're a big boss, we know what you're doing. But if it goes wrong, then it's on you type shit.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they're going to see the ratings. They're going to see the public outcry on Twitter and all that. And they're going to understand, probably, hopefully.
They put with last night, they potentially with that rating alone lost a renewal.
Yeah, definitely.
If I was USA Network, I wouldn't want to renew. If we're getting that type of ratings now, hell no.
I just think it's weird how the UFC is partnered with WWE, but Vince McMahon just gave a massive fuck you at the very first episode that goes into what they're sharing, because now not only are they shareholders of like a stock, but their stock just went down as like the worst show in 20 years. Their money is done for right there.
Mm-hmm. I literally just saw that the downfall of the stock share is bad.
I just thought about something. What if this was, in Vince's eyes, his last chance to do anything, and he was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna run it into the ground."
If that's the case, because I heard rumors about that too, like of Vince actually doing that and like just coming back just to run it into the ground. If that's the case, then like, dude, that's a bit major disrespect to your father. That's the way I see it.
That's what I was gonna bring up too, was his dad.
Yeah, that's a major disrespect to your father. Your father literally gave you this company just so you can run it into the ground. Dude, no.
He let his emotions get way past him, and he used it against him. And I swear to God, after this partnership and how low their stocks went, I don't even care if Vince McMahon gets fired at this point, because Triple H did a better job. But that still screws the UFC's side, because like I said yesterday, with all the lower payments for all the fighters, like the fighters that I mentioned, there was a few of them that had like over $1 million getting paid to like down to the thousands just because of this Endeavor deal with the WWE. We could be seeing the same thing with the WWE, either lowering people's contracts or they're going to be gone.
Yeah, I would say they were going to be gone, or because if you're gonna lower people's contracts like that, like what? Why? Especially if the wrestler knows that they can draw money, and I mean they can go to someone else's show and draw money over there, you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I have for today. Anybody else want to bring anything up?
We gonna do the quiz?
Might save that for another episode, because we've already almost hit the 2-hour mark, and I'm not trying to make anybody listen for 3 hours.
Yeah, fair
enough.
All right. Thank you for listening to the first episode of WrestleReacts. I know it's been a long time since we've tried to do this, but hey, at least we did it this time. If you didn't hear me the first time when I introduced ourselves, please go follow us at kick.com. We are on WrestleReacts, YouTube, WrestleReacts. Our Twitch is We WrestleReacts, and our Twitter is We WrestleReacts. This has been Zach, and if you guys want to introduce yourselves one more time before we go.
Thanks for watching, everyone. This is Ryan. Thank you again for tuning in, and can't wait to see you guys next time we do one.
Johnny Mayhem signing out over here, and you can follow me at the Johnny Mayhem on Twitter, or Johnny Space Mayhem on YouTube. So,
and this has been Duke. You can follow me at DeLong Travis on Twitter. That's DELONGE Travis. And Beshrew Twitch on Twitch.
Also, we also do a lot of wrestling content on our YouTube channels and on our Kick channel, so if you guys can go follow those, subscribe those, that would be awesome. But until then, we will see you next week with some more podcasts, and hope for the best that Vince McMahon did not screw us for the next week. Till then, it has been WrestleReacts, and we are out. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.